Okay, so in the previous videos, we have seen about Android Studio structure and the basic layout design. So from this video, we will be starting to work on the lab programs which they have given. Okay, so in the first program, you can see they have given us to design a visiting card. So a visiting card should have a company name, logo, and then other details like name, job title, and all those. So they have given the steps which you need to follow in order to do, and they have also given us a preview like how it should look like. So basically we will be building this stuff. So I have already done this program and I have installed the app. So you can see the preview over here. So it basically looks like this. So you can see the title and a logo, and then their name is position is designation, phone number, and all those. So this is what we will be building, right? Okay, so let's start building this. So first of all, we will open Android Studio and we will create a new project. So it's loading and choose an empty activity, and here you can enter the name as it's a visiting card. So sorry, visiting card, and then choose Java, then just finish the project and wait until it gets completed. Okay, so once the build is successfully completed, you can just go to the app folder. So in this we will be working only with the front end, so we will be working only with the layout, which is activity main.xml. It's initializing it. So okay, so when you open it, you will get something a layout, a basic layout design like this, in which hello world is written. Okay, so let us make it. So like deleting it. Let's just delete it. Okay. So now we got a clean layout. So let's see what they have, see the steps which they have given us to do. We will do it accordingly. We will solve the, or we will build it accordingly. So first you have to create a new project and it's done with an update today. Next is saving. Open an activity mail from the rest and go to the layout folder, and there add a linear layout as a root view. So you have to create a linear layout here. So basically if you close or if you open this component tree which is at the bottom left corner, you are able to see something called as constraint layout. So the constraint layout is it will be provided by default. So now we will be using this like uh, so in the previous versions of the Android Studio, this constraint layout was not there. So we were using like some layouts such as linear layout and relative layout. But in the latest version of Android Studio, by default they are providing constraint layout. We'll see about constraint layout later. But as of now, they have told us to design using something called linear layout. So we will be using that one. So if you right click on this and if you try to delete, it won't get deleted. So there is a problem. So it won't be getting deleted. Right. So what you need to do is you just need to go to the code, and here you can see there is something called constraint layout. So you have to replace this entire line with something called linear layout. Okay. So now the constraint layout has been replaced by linear layout. If you go to design, you can see it's basically replaced by linear layout horizontal. Yeah, right. So now we have done this. So linear layout we have made it as the root view. So in the next step, they have told us to create a layout using nested relative layout and add texture to that. So basically what they are trying to do, or what we are trying to do is, so we need to make this part, right? For that we need one text view for the name of the company and image view for the logo. We have to put these two things in the relative layout. So let's go here, and in the palette, sorry, in the palette you can see something called legacy here. So just click on that legacy and you will be able to see something called relative layout update. So just take it and grab it on the linear layout. So you cannot see any relative layout, so you cannot see any visible changes over here. But when you add further elements to this, then the design will get changed. So you can understand it later as we move on. So just okay. In this, they have said us to add a text view also, so basically for this. So we will try doing that. So just go to text and take this text and text view and just place it over here. You can see a text view has been added over here. So if you want to clearly see, you can just, yeah, so there is a text view which is added, and then we need something called image view to add the image or the company logo. So in the common you can go to something called image view. You can just take it and grab it and place it over here. Now basically you have to import some of the images like which you want. For time being, let it be this 100 image itself, or you can just add this 100 image. So yeah, you cannot say, but okay, let me just add something which is visible. Okay, so this thing you can see here. So you can see uh, now you can see like both the text view and this image view have been placed, or they have been added. So but we want something like this, so they have to be spaced properly and there must be a gap text. So in order to achieve it, what you need to do is, so here you cannot drag and just do it. You can see like if I try also, it won't go. So at this time what you can do is you just need to go to the code, and here you must change the things in order to get the proper design, right? So let me just, okay, so here you can see there is a linear layout. So linear layout will end here. So inside this linear layout we are having this many parts, right? So in the relative layout we are having a text view and the image. So first let us work on the text view and image view to make it something like this. Okay, so in order to do that, so here what you can say is, if you open the blueprint, so here you can see the relative layout has been spread till here, right? It has been spread to the entire length of this thing, entire length of this much. So entire length of the layout. So we don't want that. We only need the relative layout till the top part, something till something like this, only this much, till something like this much height. So we need it only for like for this much height we need. So in order to do that, what you can do is just go inside the relative layout. Here you can see under layout width is matching parent. So what do you mean by parent? So parent is basically this part. So the width part. So this entire thing, like this entire top part, you can see, right? So that is the parent. So width should be spread towards like that. And also here you can see the under layout height is matching parent. So height is basically this, right? Even that is matching the parent. So we don't want this much height, so we want only till this much. So we need to change, instead of match parent, you just need to add uh, some normal height like 60 dp, right? Okay, so as you can see, the layout size has been reduced. So before it was matching, before it was coming till here, now it has gone to height, its height has become 60 dp, right? Okay, so that was right? So we have made it like this. Next, what we want is, we want this text to be coming over here, and this image to go over here. So here you can go to the text view and you can change it. Okay, so now you have to change, add a company name and a logo. So what you need to do is, here you need to change the text view. So here you can see, instead of this text view written over there, you need the company of the company. So let us just give some name company like Global Solutions. Global Solutions, right? Okay, so basically the company name has been changed, and now change the company name. You need to add a logo. So in order to add a logo, first you need some image, right? So what you can do is, you can go to, you can copy whatever image you would like. So I have this image like this, it's called Java. So I will just copy that image, and I will go to, inside the rest folder you can go to something called drawable. You can see at the top. So there you can just paste the image which you have chosen. Just go and paste it, and so take care that it's not in the drawable 24 folder, it's in drawable, only drawable folder, not 24. Click on OK and you can see its name, and just, so when you click here you can see Java page which has been there. So this is the logo of the image which you have imported. So similarly you can import any of the images which you, so now, so let us just remove the previous image. Okay, so now let me just grab, so let me just take this, and in the palette I can go to image view and just drop it in the relative layout. So there, now you can add this image like logo. So now you can see the Java logo has been placed over there. Now you can arrange the text accordingly. So right, next steps which they have given. Okay, so in the next thing they have given us like, use wave background property to draw a line. So basically you can see a line over here, black line which is over there. So in order to draw that, you can use something called as wave background property to draw a line. So you can use that. So let us just quickly do that, and let us go to design. So in this, in the layouts, or yeah, in the widgets, you can see something called wave. Just take it and just drop it there. So as of now you cannot see anything, because when you go to code, here you can see there is basically a wave, and here also the problem is, uh, it's basically the width is wrapping the content like the entire this line, but the height is also wrapping the content. So basically I don't like we do not need that much height, right? So we need till only a small part, only a small line we need. So just change the height to something like 4 dp. So, and you need to give it a color so that it will be visible for you. So let's just do it in background, and you can just give it a black color, and okay, so you can just give it a black color. So now the problem here is, uh, you will not be able to see anything, right? So why? Because when you go to this thing, like when you go to the linear layout, you can see that it's showing some error. Basically what happens is, so if you remember in the component tree we have given it as linear layout horizontal, like whatever item you place, right? So it just goes and sits like horizontally here. Now if the space is filled over here, the next element will go and place itself over here outside the screen, so it's not visible. So in order to make it visible, you just need to change the uh, orientation. So by default it is horizontal. So if you want to change it, you can just give it like vertical. And there, okay, so when you make the orientation as vertical, you can see this thing has happened. So wait, let me just send comment, and you can see like everything is okay. Sorry for that. 1 second. Okay, I cannot do that. Let me just remove this line code, and you can see like there is no wave visible. And if you do orientation, you can see the view has been appeared and it is taking the entire screen. So if you just go to the view, and you can see here something like layout width, layout weight. So if you hover over it, you can just see the things like it basically indicates uh, like it has to be, see, if the weight is not given, if the weight is given as 0, so basically it is not being stretched to the entire thing. So like see, this space is empty, right? So if you give weight as 1, so this wave will occupy the entire empty space. Now I don't want it to do that, so I just need the view to be of the height 4 dp or 5 dp. So basically you can see now, you can see the black line which has been drawn over there. So that's what I wanted, and that can be achieved by making the layout weight as 0 and making the layout height as 4 dp. Right. So then he has told us to add an image, so which we have already done. And one more thing, use Android layout gravity property to center the component. So as you can see here, all the components are at the center. All the components are at the center. So we need to do that by using something called Android layout gravity. So let us just start it by making this logo and the title of the company somewhere in the middle like this. So to do that, you cannot stretch it like this, because stretch like this, you have to change in the code itself to do that. So let's just see what we can do. Right. So first let me move this logo from this side to here. So in order to do that, just go to the image view, and there what you can do is just add some uh, like just add some padding from the left side so that it will move to the right. So you just need to do, you can just add padding or margin from the left. So let me just add a 50 dp margin. So I have arranged the items, like I have placed the logo here and global solution over here. So you can do it just by adding some padding towards, or margin or padding towards the left. So you can just do something for like 250 so that you can see the logo moving to the left side. So you can do that. And similarly for this thing, for the uh, for the name of the company, you can do the same thing. Like, so if I don't give top padding, so then it would be, sorry, so then I have given some padding from the top, so it will come from the top to the center, and then I have given margin left, and then I have given this Android gravity towards the center. Give like text size, and you can just increase the font size by 50 dp or something. Sorry, so 50 dp is too much, so I can just go like 30 something. Okay, I'll just do it. So you can just adjust this thing, adjust these things, and yeah, 20 is fine. So I just need to make it more center. Okay, so yeah, so now it looks fine. So right, let me just change the text color. So in order to change the text color, you can just give color, Now let me just change the text color. To change the text color, you can give text color, and then you can just give black or white or whatever, right? Okay, so now you can see this. Okay, so this was the first part. So in the second part, they have told us to do something like you have to add two names and then one more line and these three fields. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so in the next part we will be doing this. We'll be adding this text fields. Okay, to do that, just go to your design and you can just drag the text view and you can just place it over there. Yeah, okay, so you can just take it and you can just paste it. And also here you can see there is one more line, so which you can just add it by copying the view. Spread the code, you can see this. Okay, so here you can see you have added two texts, and below that you need a view which is similar to this. Just copy it and paste it. So there you can see two text fields have been added. So here you can change its name. There is one more method which is preferred. So that's basically something like this. So go to rest folder. So in that you can go to drawable. Sorry, not drawable. So in this you can go to values. There you can see string XML. So here you can just add something like, okay, so now you want to define the employee name. So you can just copy this line. Now we have to do it for several times. There are 5 things. Just copy it and replace the employee name by designation. Designation, just give it as app developer, and then you can change it to, you need it as phone number, so you can just give like phone number. Just a number, you can give some number, and then you give address. Just give it rectangle, and then you can just change it as address. Okay, so this many strings you have declared. So like it is similar to variable. So here name of the variable is designation, employee address, and all those, and it contains value, this value. So what you can do is you can use this similar name in different XML files. So instead of just typing it over there, you can just use this variable name instead of that. So here, for example, if you go to this text view, so basically it's for the name, right? So you can just go here and you can just give it as string employee. So automatically the name of the employee will be coming over there. And here also you can give something like its designation. So designation. Okay, so here the view ID, so it's copying. So just leave it as view2, and yeah, so it has view1. Okay, so in this view it's basically this thing. So yeah. So yeah. Okay, so after this, let's see what else. So we have already declared these three strings. So we need to design. You need to bring a text view to that. So just go to design, or you can just take this text view and just copy it 3 times over here. And you can just change the name of the text view. And instead of designation, so it should have its phone number. And in the text view file, instead of designation, again, you can use, what else we had? We had a address. And one more thing we have an email address. So just quickly declare it and just give it something like, alright, so just use it over here. Okay, so yeah, so this is done. So if you go to design, you can see 3 things have been added in the bottom. in the bottom. So now let us quickly arrange these things just by adding some padding to it. So to do that, you can just zoom in. Okay, you can see now basically something like this. So let's quickly add some padding to that so it will look nice. Go to text view and just here you can use gravity to center the things. So basically you can see it has went to the center, and you can increase the text size by giving it as 40 dp. Okay, so then you can use the color. For the text color you can use text color and give it as black only. Right, so okay, after making some quick UI changes, so you can just see how it will look. You can do it, so it's just adding the right amount of margin and right amount of text size. You can do it. So with this thing, yeah, so you can experiment with this UI part. And so basically our design is complete. So there is a, let's just see, so there is a this thing, there is a logo and a company name, and then there is two fields and his facts and whatever it is, right? So you are having basically three text fields. So yeah, here you have got all those. So now let's run our app in the phone as the basically it will identify the phone, and I'm choosing this device, and here I can go and run this app. So it will take some time. Okay, so I have installed the app on my phone. So you can just I'll share my screen, my mobile screen. Okay, so this is what the app will look like on your device. So here, as you can see, you are not able to see the name of the company and the name of the employee. So I'll just so you can just quickly change it to something which is visible. So if I give it like see the okay, so name of the company is not visible, so I can just change it to white. And if I rerun, so if you want to rerun, you just need to give like this apply changes, and then it will run. So yeah, so you can do that. So again, it will take some time to build ready run. And so once the changes are being applied, so you can just see the name of the company has been popped up, global solution. Similarly, you can change the name of the developer also. So you can give any color you want. I'm just giving for simplicity. I'm just placing in white and all those white, black, right? Okay, so this was about the first program. So designing a visiting card, and yeah. So in the further videos, we will be seeing more advanced stuff.